Miramar. Definitely at this stage, usually we get to see like at least one squad trample down, but hasn't been the case. I mean, the closest there has been Ace 8 and Boom Esports having their own sense of casualties, but it hasn't really happened here. But might just have jinxed it because Diaz from the side of Team Flash has found one player from the side of Nepex.
Yeah, Team Flash setting up a choke point on the outskirts and looking for a little bit more and looking at Win. He's already set up inside, so Nepex members, they just got a hightail out of that situation, and thank goodness that tire did not pop from the buggy. But let's talk about parking and vehicles. Like, I don't know how that pickup truck went over that unmovable vehicle. So, yeah, Game 6 stinks, man. I don't know what to say. But overall in the corner of El Pozo, Crater Fields, everyone sees actually planted at a very great location where they could actually play it very safely, and also could actually find a lot of elevated angles to really go up against the rest of the field that will eventually corral around the craters.
Definitely pushing through here. So far, Team Flash is going to be gathering up together. BTR and the Vikings, though, might just find himself here into a bit of a tussle. On the top side, Break as an ACOG on his M4, going to go for the spray! Narrowly gets a knock to the face, but it's going to be relaying enough information as well for the rest of the players from BTR by Vitality here too. Gather up as well. I mean, Vataros are going to be playing around the compound. Coach Ken is going to be back on track actually here, so hey, let's get it on.
Oh, let's go. I mean, he's been proving to be the top fragger for the past couple of days, and today maybe the spotlight has been shining over onto Federalis a little bit more for some of these rounds inside Miramar. And now, taking charge is going to be Bumblebee, spotting out 1T right down under. I think that the Vikings really got to work on the recoil controls for a little bit. They've been able to really get some clean angles for a couple of times, but really not finding those kind of full clip to be landing over on the corner. So Bumblebee happily enough to stir them away from their current spot. Meanwhile, you can see that split going on. A very tactical play coming from the rest of BTR to not really have too many members planted up above, despite, you know, ideally you want to do 2-2, so that if that guy on top of the kill gets knocked down, you could just easily save him. But hey, they're feeling rather confident. They could still really find something to set up against Vikings, but Vikings says, you know what? I'm not going to tussle for far too long. I'm just going to move further up past Hacienda, past St. Martin, because the end goal is to be playing around the Crater Fields.
Definitely. Woo. Still one now, but rotation that does decide to go for the bite. If you guys miss out the initial circle, it's going to be shifting towards the northwestern side of the map now. ASA Casanova here, MVP of the previous game. Surely is going to try to show some shots here all around. Fortunately, and quite unfortunately though, they only start things off with only 3 players for them, so not really a great look for nonetheless, but it is only going to be Ace 8 alongside Boom Esports that will be facing the rotation. But look at this though, the next initial circle, it's going to be reverberating around the vicinity of El Pozo.
I feel like majority of these teams just got trolled big time. Like, take a look at everyone planted somewhere around the power grids and Martin, and then it's like, oh, this hard shift suddenly gives the leverage onto SEM9, starting off by the corner of Alcantara or so. And they're now sharing that space alongside with Talon. They don't really have to lock horns because they will expect more and more of these teams to be vying for that position as well. And that's where they can start to farm those numbers. But for now, these teams willing to also show some damage if they need to. Long range tap. Very, very eager coming in from Ease, but unfortunately finding nothing in return. I mean, he's got bullet for days. Like, usually the teams with high fragging power, they will stock up like what? Close to 300 bullets, so that they can just expend for days and not stop for anything at all.
Sure, you're gonna go for the spray. Oh no, key out and going, and yep, that should be the nade to close things out there. Oh, but it does fall behind the car. Should it be enough? Oh yep, it will be the case. That is you. Goodbye, and see you tomorrow's run, Noki.
Yep, an early rest for him. Meanwhile, the rest of his members are still in the game, though. I mean, he could still contribute in comms, so to speak. While the rest of 4 tribes familiar enough to be playing around El Pozo, there's definitely that possibility that it does end up within this urban terrains. Speaking of which, you know, for all the matches that we've not casted an urban setting warfare to close off the entirety of the matchup. So we might be treated very well for our final match. And old AT squeezes it right through the window and through the corners of the wall to find that knock. And BTR members, they're kind of separated apart. He's going to pop those towers as well, depleting that UAZ. So D-Saber are definitely really good about the situation.
Yeah, most definitely. A bit of a still here once again. NAPX though has the main, and you know we've talked about NAPX for a lot of time, and so far I haven't really found the groove here as well here for today's run. Now they got to meet the players of Team Flash here. That is going to be us here trying up to Molly, not going to get the shot, and that is going to be the players of NAPX actually going to get out from the back claw, able to get the backstab. That draws near one more player to worry about for the side of Team Flash.
Man, he's just so sneaky on his approach, and now Tops tries to get that one up right from above, and he should be able to get things done. Not only does he actually spot him out, he finds Domain 5 to 4, and Zeus gonna be able to cover ground. NAPX, like you said, I mean, they always start off strong with finding a couple of pickoffs, but then again, they could not really finish what they started. And like that, Team Flash adds another 3-point tally, and they are the first team to breach the triple-digit mark with more than 100 points at the moment at #1 spot.
Ooh. Circle here definitely going to be reverberating around El Pozo now. Bit of a late run there from one of the players inside of Boom Esports. Team Flash as well, they're on the bottom side. That means Telecom, Digital Alliance, and APG. If ever they still persist to continue to head straight directly towards the northern side of El Pozo. But BTR, though, finds a shot here and puts down Casanova. That is going to be definitely a pretty crucial kill.
Well, it just gets a little bit more messy. Well, more and more teams actually flock into the city. You can see from the minimap that it's just lighting up in multiple colors at the moment, where it's hard to tell who's fighting who at the very same time. But we've got BTR, we got ASI 8, D-Saber in the mix as well. I mean, these guys, they could possibly get a couple of knocks, but most often than not, it will be quickly revived. Meanwhile, on the outskirts, there will be Zontal finding the catch over onto the dock, quickly secures it. APG trades right back. I wonder what's really going on over onto that sector of the map. Well, Ken looking for this pick off here. He's got that grenade, but the chore, he's running further and further away, so he's just got to keep those grenades back in his pocket.
Big shot here for East. Not gonna be able to find one. AZ Slumber here coming across here towards the backside, but as me finds one, that it's gonna be all down to the ground. East, Refos. East holding things down here. Ball back away, drops smoke. Brandon coverage. Refos can try to play off the caught off with the AZ Slumber squad now here. Farther than across the compound. East here gonna get trampled from the player from the back. Now the defense will get off for your Alpha Gaming. Not really in the best shape of form. As Refos now going to be all alone with an SOK on his hand. Shouldn't matter at most. Survives with a slither of health. I don't know if he had enough distance to call in for the reset. UMP onto the hands. Onto the face. Should be the big spray down, but that's okay. Refos fights one, but it's not going to be enough to secure the elimination. Nonetheless, AZ Slumber wins the clutch.
Yeah, they have to triple stack it in order to find it in return, but Refos, she did not go down without a fight. He still rack up some points back towards his pocket of APG. So maintaining the order so far to keep chase to the rest of Team Flash. For the meantime, though, speaking of Team Flash, I mean, they're sitting pretty comfortable somewhere inside the city. I believe they secured themselves a warehouse. Meanwhile, Gante spots one right across, and there's just more and more of these members pouring coming in from Boom Esports. As much as they want to go for a safe right now, it's rather risky because they barely have enough cover. And take a look at the hail of nades falling from right above the screens, and it's going to be SEM9 that kind of dictates who really gets in.
Oh, wow. SEM9 here overlooking the players of Talon. Rumasi sweltering some shots from afar. It's going to be Boom Esports here on the other side. Behind the ridge, the smokes as well. Not really the best look as well for side Messi, but they don't really got to go for commitment. If you are Delta, you can definitely back away. That is the full composition of Boom Esports that you have to worry about later on. But T2K as well from the back, previous winners of the round. Looking like they have enough information, but they're gonna go for the spray down. Not really the best of angle, but still able to get the knock. Wow!
Perfect takeoff from Ajaya. He sets the timing right, and that control of the spray down was just immaculate. And Ignis doing exactly the same. They're just hunting out so many of all these players right across the outskirts. And just like that, they stacked a total of 5 points already on that dominating spree.
Ooh. My days on the feed. The Vikings now goes up against the Thrives. 4 Thrives. And down, knocked on the ground. We're here. Shot himself on the G lines as well. Coming through. He's on his hands. Nade's gonna be flying by there on the 2nd floor, but a clear angle here, but they definitely want to get the coverage here. Bro, does he know? Goes down to Molly, walks on by, the nade flies. Still survives.
Oh, barely surviving. I mean, I think he's trying to form up something in return. My He's got to lend him a little bit more of that support. Kasim follows suit. But they're just holding on to the lower ground right now. 4 Tribes, they're kind of stuck inside of this building right now. Cannot afford to even leap out of the windows for the time being. There's too many teams waiting inside the city to really strike them down. And now that whole sort of staircase not allowing the rest of Competition Alliance to form a push. And they're just trying to hook up another nade just to drop down below. But gotta wait for the timing, though. CD Alliance, they've always loved these kind of close quarter combat. And they're just trying to find ways to deplete their resources, deplete whatever troubles before they further commit.
Ooh. Well, boy, they're on the bottom side. They're surrounded by smokes and a lot of possible fights. Really a lot of things to work with here. Have to really step up and try to start to win their gunfights. I want to make it on top, but it's just so hard when 4 Thrives just keeping you out away from this. The battle of the apartments here, Contra.
Yeah, I mean, in this tense situation, it's always going to be a great lock. And it's really hard to tell who's going to be really taking full lead of these kind of back and forth coming inside of the city. So you hear a lot of stray bullets around the urban setting, but then again, no full clashes so far. But I think that it's about damn time that we actually get something in return, because we got that MG3 taken from a crate, and that supplements Adik on 699, who's hoping to really find that perfect cross-section. And take a look at the update. It's a 50-50 split, and it could possibly be ending outside. And look at how many teams who will need to scramble out of the city if that happens to be so.
And once again, able to get it done, but the pump to the face, able to get the second shot to connect. He needs to get it down. The crate is there as well. Boy secures the elimination. I'll come to the Alliance cover reset once again. Now, push it through, pop the nade. Perfect read for a set of 966. Does he know he's going to be swinging on towards the right side? Gonna go for the spray as well. Gonna go 5, gonna go for the commitment, and the bench will be offered. 4 Thrives now eliminated.
I thought that play when he caught somebody over onto that hole would be something in return for the side of 4 Thrives, but they overcommitted. They dived downwards and pulled the full price, paid the full price for it. I mean, I'm lost for words right now, doubling up with my tongue tied, because there's just so much going on inside the city, but that is a convincing win coming from the side of CD Alliance, going for that full reset, and now looking over the side of Boing Donkey. Being noisy neighbors with the rest of CD Alliance, that's not going to be a form of trap for the meantime. And not too far away, MBKE onto the other sector of the compounds. BTR, they also want to wrap into the city once again, but they're making sure that they take the northern part so that if anything happens, they can still claim that large warehouse that's being unoccupied. And take a look, back and forth. DX, he's trying to be on the lookout. Boy still finds a little something return, and that fight is between them as well as the rest of Team Flash.
Dude, they absolutely do. Talon Esports here has an overview of the player crawling for the side of Team Flash. And oh no, doesn't seem to be looking great here for Team Flash, and that this is going to be Zeus now already out as Razak from Boing Donkey able to secure elimination. And Triber Massey finds a drive-by kill. Against trying to kill, that is going to be 2 players, 1 player remaining now here for the side of T2K as well. We're looking at stage 5 here, about to close out as well, and only going to be 12. There's still 12 squads remaining here, Contra.
Plenty of room for them to really play inside the city. As much as I say that, I mean, they're snug pretty tight in their home compounds. Meanwhile, T2K fighting by the outskirts, having the rest of AST boxed by the containers, and they're looking for that entry point. They do have the shotguns. Oh, he's receiving the shells coming from the pumpy, and maybe they played it, but he still gets a knock, but not quite enough with the coverage coming from behind, and Zio saves the day.
Hold down. Still have what it takes to deal with the rest of the competition. Going Donkey. Welcome to the Alliance. The Vikings, D Xavier here up to a clash. Gonna get cooked here by an AT. Cancels it out. The players of Vikings are surrounding this building. They're trying to go for the wall bang, but to get the shot, he knows he's gonna be there on the other side. And the shot. D Xavier, it's not really looking good here for them here, Contra.
Yeah, which we're only down to 2. Holding even the flashbang, trying to deny whatever vision and cause a little bit of stir. They absolutely are super tactical when it comes down to urban settings. They're not going to really jump the gun just yet. After the battle that AST won, here comes the rest of SEM9. Looking to slowly wear them down and opening it a little bit angle. Vex Cry going for the push. He got spine it in return, but they not spine out Keontae just yet. Looks to confirm the number, and now look for another target. Dia, you high boy. He moves all the way across, but he didn't really further commit towards Keontae's direction. So he's being allowed a little bit more space to still play this one out.
Xavier has been sustaining their live streams out of this apartment. Kyber Mastido gets caught off guard by the players of SEM9. That's going to be AST now out away from the picture here for the last and final round. Cellcom Digital Alliance here persisting to go for the fight up against the Void Donkeys. 2 nades going to get cooked up. 1 flies by, misses. Razak on the top side, going to get fiend off from the bullets of Cellcom Digital Alliance. And just like that, 2 players remaining, making 1 as Mochi's going to be crawling up to the ground. Last player here on the cubby side, and the DBS should be enough to put him down to the ground as well.
Wow, great cover fire coming in from the rest of Cellcom Digital Alliance, and now they storm the gates. They will be able to claim up all these weakened bodies of Void Donkey and receive even more of that stash. Absolutely vital for them because they are still having the backs against the wall. The blue zone's kicking in. This is stage 6. I don't think these guys can actually take it through. They gotta set those trail of smoke and run right across. They're still top lining the way, but I think there's just about enough space for CD Alliance to move through because on the other sector, the rest of MVK as well as DX taking on each other. SEM9 now gets the bulk of it. They take down 1 member of Talon Esports.
Oh, big shot for Talon Esports showing though. Nice one for himself. Easy slumber. Maybe. Double 6Z is now going to be out. Now Talon Esports going to find Nicole as well back on track. As me. Late. For the play. Talon Esports looking like they want to call for the rotation here. They don't want to really overcommit towards the set after all. Zone's going to be closing in as well. You have the better picture. Asmi's still going to be there. Oh my days, so close, but yet so far. But now the fire should be able to wrap around sort towards the left side of the map. And that could be a securement as well to take AZ away from the competition.
Yeah, and this could be LaFar just confirming it by just full sending towards the back, getting the flank done, executed perfectly. And now Talon finds themselves another point added to the table. But it's been such a tight lock. Both Xavier as well as MVK, they're not allowed to move a muscle. They're still in the zone. Surely they don't really have much reasons to do so. But over on the back, CD Alliance are approaching. And oh, that shot! Nasty one coming from DX.
Can pay the price here, SEM9 holding on towards the northern side. But the rest of the composition is just so compact there on the bottom side. And now look at the circle, look at the zone. They'll be hitting it pretty fast soon enough there on the southern side. And Telecom Digital Alliance, look at them. All 4 players just going to be haggling on towards the apartment here. has to come across the players of the Xavier alongside one player there from the side of Void Donkeys. ASA, they're now going to be rotating out here, coming from the eastern side of the map. But the big spray down here from the back. Vikings feeding off for some bullets.
9 teams remaining. Stage 7. It all boils down to a closure. And now everyone's got to make a dash over on the North Point. It's BTR holding the center of the circle and SEM9 over at North Point to be the kingmakers at the moment. MVK, they made that great escape, and now the rest of DX are locked right in. They cannot afford to stay for far too long because here comes the rest of CD Alliance.
Coming in. Telecom Digi Alliance trying in near the players of D Xavier just on the other side, but Team Flash should be eliminated as well. But now it should be one more squad taking themselves apart. It's gonna be D Xavier just to get pushed back now here out away from the scene. The nade connects with one player inside. Not gonna be able to get the knock though. Vikings is waiting for the players of Telecom Digi Alliance to hop off that apartment.
Man, Telecom Digi Alliance, they look like the Grim Reapers in this matchup, just playing the sweeper keepers, and now 7 points already to their name. Talon Esports played a really wild run over on the far west, and now they're tossing nades after nades towards both BTR as well as MVKE at the very same time. Needing to find a little space into the slums. LaFire as well as Boystill has been able to create that space, but oh boy, the moment he snaps out, he gets punished for it.
He's alive. BTR by Vitality. Holding on strong there. But it's a fight to be seen here for the side of the Vikings and the Telecom Digi Alliance. The nade connects for Cassium there. Finds Strang away. Closing it up now. Should be able to get a pick up here up against 966. But another nade flies by Talon Esports. He catches himself into the mid side. Between the players of the Vikings and Telecom Digi Alliance. Another nade bites the dust, but it's not going to be enough to get the knock. But they walk into 1T with a DBS, finding one player, making a double, and then it's going to be Telecom Digi Alliance eliminated as well.
And their streak has been denied right now with the firm hold coming in from MGM Vikings. But what exactly is the next call right now? Trang, receiving help coming from Moon T, crawls into safety. It's between these 3 teams. By the slums is I8 elusive by the corner. SEM9 still having so much room to wiggle with by the containers up north, and they are confident to even plant Satria by the very far edge. And now SI8 drops a couple of nades, and that is going to put a little bit of dent up towards the members of SEM9.
Ooh. Pop off. Here. A 5 remains. Coming through. Looking to get this one done here. Talon Esports Missionaries seems to be in so much control of the situation. 9 better rounds from the back, finds Specs right away. And now it's going to be Satria all alone.
Wow. It's just so clustered up. It all goes down to a matter of millimeters on those catches. Baby extends for a little further out. Living from Sci-Fi all the way back inside the warehouse. And in between Razy. How on earth did he actually pop the perfect Molotov? And now he gets the double knock, baby! He found the angle and now punishes the rest of Vikings. And they're slowly withering down. Razy also closing in. And now they want to just take the rest of ASI8 out of this party.
Getting into the mix. Race by! Zypha finds Razy a bit tagged up. BTR is caught in the middle side here. On paper, this should be a game for the side of Talon Esports, but they get the bullet straight directly to their face. Boy, still knocked to the ground. LaFire getting tagged up as well.
BTR, they're just waiting for the rest of these players to run towards the direction before they open fire. And yes, they will claim a couple more, but this is actually coming all the way from Yoru. And take a look at this. Talon so far, snacking all of them up. And now, 4v4v4 to call the final chicken dinner of the night.
Not in the mid side, can they sustain? SEM9 so far. Closing up here from the left side. Talon esports. Oh, it's the nade once again. Boy, still once again down to the ground. So much things going on here. Nade's just getting tossed all over the place. Federalis gets thugged up, but not going to be enough to get the knock as well.
A lot of back and forth between the two of them, and right now they gotta quickly revive, and the zone closing all the way through. Talon, they're getting slowly choked out, and SEM9, despite them wanting to approach to backstab the rest of BTR, they're slowly covering in defeat.
Demise coming in, and just like that, last player left here for SEM9, and BTR makes it happen. The dream persists, and once again they close sag the night with a banger.
Out of all the matches, this is the only urban ending, and this is where they just show their vital understanding of the ins and outs in El Pozo to take claim on a massive victory as we all celebrate with our votes stacked on them. And they truly have delivered us a massive chicken dinner for everyone watching here in Ruthless Invitational Showdown.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. My days. Well, that goes 1 for 1 for 1 for us with the production as well here. Not exactly what happened there, but definitely no casting curves involved there. That was definitely just them making it all happen. And I gotta say, no discredit to whoever subbed out here for the side of Bigetron by Fatality, but Coach Kent, when he's playing, you can tell that the team knows exactly what they gotta do, bro.
Yeah, he's got instant impact in every single round that he's involved with, and surely this time maybe he does not really deliver, you know, those elimination numbers. I mean, after all, it's all urban settings where it's kind of tough, and yet again, he still has some damage to still be involved out there. I think what really sets the difference when he's actually playing is really the shot calls that he makes in order for things to happen for BTR.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you bring in your coach, you don't really tell him, you know, you're back in the eliminations. No, you let him do the decision making, and that's what Ken is able to bring through. I mean, able to ping in as well the knocks with 1 for 1 there next to Bumblebee. Optimus not going to be to the play, but Federal is able to get it done as well. And bro, if you tell me that you send me a picture of how BTR was put into that situation, they were caught on the mid side between SEM9 and the other team around, and it seemed like they were